Hey guys, this is my second short-term rental, so we'll do a quick walkthrough. I'm here visiting for a couple days. I like to stay at my cabins at least 2 to 3 times a year, but I'm going to show you the little details that I put in the cabin to make it successful, and I'm going to show you what I look for when I go and visit my cabins. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so starting from the outside, do I notice any warping or anything like that? With the roof, do I notice the gutters? Are there any issues with it? Signage is a little issue there. If you look, it's a little crooked right now. Over here we do have issues with drainage, so I've been contacting the builder about the drainage. I'll look at the trash cans, whether the trash cans are, whether I'll need to replace them or not. Sometimes they look kind of beat up. These are the HVAC units right here. For the most part, they look pretty decent. You know, I actually like to hear them going when I come in. That is my Ring floodlight, so every now and then I'll take a look because sometimes people will unplug it. Now the one tip that I'll have is if you want, you can lock these things right here to where people can't get to them. See, so someone can get to it right here. I want to say, yeah, this one isn't one that you can lock. Now the one thing we had is a Tesla owner actually like plugged in there, so that's why I'm a little hesitant to lock this, just because, you know, with electric cars being prevalent, you know, we're gonna have more of them. So let's go ahead and walk inside. All right. Oh, actually, barbecue. So this is a charcoal grill that will probably need to be replaced every so often, especially if you're in a beach market. Now, if you're in a beach market, these things erode like crazy. So I might replace it with one that has a cover. So until then, it looks pretty decent right now. These cans probably need to be replaced every couple years or so. That's where people throw their ash away. I'll take a look at the landscaping. If there's anything we can do with the landscaping. The one thing I was thinking of doing is buying benches and putting them out here. I'll have to get the HOA's approval on that. I'm not sure if I can do that because we are a pet-friendly area or pet-friendly cabin. You know, this area right here is pretty much the only space that our pets can go if they needed to. All right, let's take a walk inside. Okay, so if you have steps, make sure you put these anti-slip things here. Slip, trips, and falls, it happens all the time with short-term rentals. So you want to be sure to have that. My mat looks like it needs to be replaced. That's probably every year. We'll probably need to replace those right there. Over here, this bench probably needs to be replaced. I like having seating on the outside. This right here, this is my key system. This is my backup key system. So I have some backup keys right here. So just make sure you open it and close it once a year, just because, especially if you're a beach market, like it'll tend to rust. All right, let's go inside. Now the one thing I'll do is I'll test this out. So I'm locking it, so it locks fine. But every now and then it just doesn't lock well. So I like to get like just a first impression look of the property. Now I did arrive last night, and it's really just getting a gauge on how the cleaners are cleaning things. And for the most part, it looks really good, really good. So it's a good first impression. There tends to be this drawer right here that people put a bunch of crap inside. Anyway, looks pretty decent. There's not too much crap. Doggy bags, we tend to leave doggy bags since we're pet friendly. We like to leave at least 1 or 2. The one thing is, these will expire. They should have expiration dates. So depending on which market you're in, you might need to like replace them at least once or twice a year, or once a year. Yeah, let's take a look at the kitchen. Looks really nice right now. Just run the water when you're there to make sure it's draining okay. Sometimes people will say that the drains are, you know, slow. So just let it run and then look underneath. Look underneath to see if, you know, there's any leaks. Right here, this feels a little wet right here actually, or a little moist. But if I look, there's really no dripping. So We like to have our first aid kits underneath the kitchen in all of our properties all the time. And so that way we stay consistent. If someone cuts themselves, I'm gonna let you know right now, people cut themselves all the time in these places, and you don't want blood all over your bed sheets. Okay, so this is what the cleaners are leaving right here. They do leave a tip envelope, just letting you guys know. That's not something that's not uncommon here. We do provide some tea and some pods, so just make sure that you have enough pods to last you like a good 3 to 6 months. Inventory, so we probably need the smaller wine glasses. The one thing I like is these are from the builder, but these ones I bought. So these are like the plastic ones, they just look nicer because the other ones, they break. The other ones break, so we'll probably have to replace that. And just get a inventory on how many cups that you have and whether you'll have to replace them or not. We love these. These are plastic and they only cost like $1. Now they look rough, but the thing is, I think guests like them better because they feel like they're not gonna break them. And especially for their kids. So use that. So just get an overall inventory. We like to, we used to provide like different like seasonings, but to be honest with you, if you just provide salt and pepper, it's gonna go a long way. Salt, pepper, if you want to add garlic, you can have garlic, and we used to add sugar. So those things are really cheap. Just those few things. People can barbecue and put some salt and pepper just to give it some flavor. You don't need to be fancy and get all of the different flavors out there. Okay, so the stove, what I actually do is I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on to make sure the burners are all working fine. And I could already feel it. It's pretty hot already. Yeah, there you go. So they work just fine. The oven, make sure that you do the same thing for the oven. Just take a look to see how dirty it is, if your cleaners are doing a good job or not. Just look through all the drawers to make sure that you have everything. See, pots and pans, it looks like we might be running low on pots and pans. I tend to have one extra set of pots and pans all the time. So there are some there. Not much pots and pans, so we'll replace those. Yep, pots and pans are kind of low, so I'll just put some out here. I mean, for the most part, people don't need that much when they're here on vacation. A lot of times they're not cooking and cleaning, but I'll put some out here for everyone. Let me show you some of the other things. Here's a pro tip. You don't want guests burning their hands or anything, so I get mitts. I mean, and especially like the rubber ones. These rubber ones work really well, and they last quite a bit. See, these ones, they kind of will get burnt and look kind of nasty after a while. The rubber ones look really good after a while. I don't know, I feel more comfortable having this. But just, that's one thing that I figured out is, you know, we were putting one, maybe two, and the thing is, you don't want your guests like burning their hands. These spatulas, after a while, they get really old and ugly, so just replace those. So yeah, just get a general overview on how things look in the kitchen. For the most part, it looks really well. The other thing I'll do is I'll go over to the fridge and I'll actually run the water, make sure that the water is running nice and smooth. The filter, you need to replace it at least every 6 months. So I tend to buy 2 filters and then just stock them in our owner's closet. All right guys, so here's a trick. So above this fridge right here, there's always this cabinet, and that's my emergency cabinet. Now what I do is I tend to put emergency supplies there. So let's say if a guest says, hey, there's not enough toilet paper, or you know, the water's running out, I tend to keep stuff up here. Okay guys, so here is the bathroom. It is fiberglass. The one thing you'll want to do is get a ton of these shower liners. So these shower liners are cheap. They're like $1 each. I have 5 bathrooms here, so I need, every month I have my cleaners change it out because after a while they start looking nasty. That's the one mistake we made out of a lot of them, but after a while they just start looking nasty. And the other thing too, your shower curtain, just have replacement shower curtains because people do get really rough with them. So this is the downstairs bathroom, and we do market it as an ensuite. But yeah, that is our first bedroom. The other thing you guys want to do is just market your property to the city or location that you're at. So we bought this on Etsy and it cost us $100. People just want to identify with the area. Like if you're in Tennessee, California, wherever it is, you know, people are coming here from out of state and they just like seeing that. Those are really small touches that you can do to your space. All right, guys, let's go to the backyard. So this place has 3 decks. This is the main deck right here. So this right here, show you. There's a seating area and then a table area right here. Now, I was really worried. I bought this from Home Depot for like $600-700 and I was worried, but after 2 years, the cushions have held up pretty well. And the one thing I'll tell you is in beach markets, this metal is not gonna fly. It's gonna rust out really fast. So again, see, greenery, I tend to add plants. The one thing you'll notice is whenever you come here is people rearrange your furniture all the time, depending on to fit their needs. And so I always come back here and I always put it back. That table was over here somewhere, and then these chairs were over here somewhere. So just rearrange the furniture how you want it whenever you come back. Now, we did have to replace this. This is an outdoor TV that we have. We do try to cover it a little bit, but you know, yeah, just make sure, we'll turn it on later to make sure it's working okay. What we found is it was actually the plug behind. So right over here, we wound up just trying to weatherproof it. So any of your plugs that you have on the outside, it's gonna save you a trip, but these cost like maybe $5-10. So just, I like to put those up in your properties. The other thing here in the Smokies is that October is the busiest month. It's actually the 3rd busiest. So there's July, June, and October. Those are your busiest and most profitable months. So if you ever get a chance to come to your property, let's say you're in the mountains and it's snowing, take a picture. It's great for marketing. All right, guys, let's go inside. Let's go downstairs. So this right here, this is my pool room. So legally we're supposed to have a lock. So we put this lock here. So the one thing is if your lock is complicated, just create a video for the guests. Because if not, they're gonna be, this thing gets really loud. Watch when I open it up. So it annoys people and it wakes everyone up. But the thing is, you don't want kids going in here. I do have a key here. For them, so that way if they want to lock it and keep it away from small children, they can do that. But let's walk downstairs so you guys can see my pool room and the whole reason why I bought this property. So we bought these letters, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby. So these letters will go on sale every now and then. I just so happened to be there and everything was like 50% off. So each letter I think cost $1. So it adds a nice little touch. You're talking $6 for that word, $5 for that word, $11 just to add a special touch. Now the one thing is whenever they go on sale, a lot of the letters will run out and you're not able to spell exactly what you wanted to do, because I wanted it to say Smoky Mountains, but I didn't have all the letters. Okay, so these are filters. You want to check to make sure your cleaners are actually changing them out, because yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine. 14 by 14. The one thing you want to do is write down the filter size and then just buy a ton. Buy enough for like 6 months. You don't want to make it difficult for your cleaners. You want to be able to give them all the tools they need to do their job. So the thing is, some hosts make their cleaners go and buy those filters. You got to understand, cleaners are cleaning like 10, 20, 30 homes. They're not going to remember your filter size. And so it's on you to purchase the right ones and then just store them. Okay, let's walk downstairs. So this is actually the pool room. It's a huge amenity to have here in the Smokies. Now the one thing is in Tennessee, it gets hot and humid during the summertime. This is indoor, weather controlled. There's mosquitoes and everything outside. So the pool doesn't have to be big. This is like, I think 5 feet by 17, nothing fancy at all. But the thing is, guests absolutely love it. We did have to install this safety rail right here. The one thing I'll tell you, huge tip, is you have to just mark how deep your pool is. These are depth markers. So There were people that were sued because people were jumping in the pool, but there were no depth markers. And somebody jumped in head first, broke their neck. But the thing is, there was nothing identifying how deep the pool was. So this is a rental. People are gonna do stupid things, even this right here. So what I did is I went to Home Depot and I bought the letters and I spray painted it. Sorry guys. And I spray painted it. Spray painting it is better than buying the stickers. The stickers are gonna get removed. For safety reasons, you want to have signs up. Now, if someone were to ever like get hurt or drown or whatever, they're going to say, did you have safety signs up? Did you have buoys? Now, this is kind of silly, but I have a buoy here in case someone drowns in this pool that I could probably just pick them up. But from a legal standpoint, people always talk about, you know, should I have an LLC? Well, the thing is your property safe? Have you done all of the things you know, just to safeguard you and protect you? Because you can have an LLC all you want, but the thing is, if you don't have all of these things that will help protect you as an investor, it doesn't really matter. So this mural right here cost me about, I want to say $2,000 if I remember. You want to have a selfie wall. And here's a selfie wall with our butterfly. And then that is our Instagram handle and our website, so that way people can book with us directly. So the thought process is hopefully people are taking pictures next to this and they are posting it on social media. All right guys, let's go outside. Come back later but to our owner's closet, but let me show you this right here. So I actually got polywood furniture. If you're gonna get outdoor furniture, try to get polywood. It's a lot more expensive. I wanna say it's probably like 5 or 10 times more expensive, but it's gonna be durable and it looks really good. You're not gonna have to worry about it. I think this whole set, this chair, that glider right there, I wanna say it cost me $2,000 versus just buying some chairs on Home Depot or Lowe's. Probably cost you a couple $100, but these things look really good and I don't have to worry about them again. Okay, so we love having hot tubs here, and it has to do with the market. The market is going to dictate whether you need one or not. So every single home has a hot tub here, so if I were to see a home on Airbnb and it doesn't have a hot tub, I would rent one that has a hot tub. So the one thing is, if you have a well, you might have issues with the hot tub because depending on the well, you might get like different chemicals. So this was provided by our cleaners right there. That's the bromide. So that helps keep the water clean. That is a filter right over there. So the one thing is change your filters at least every 6 months. Okay, change your filter at least every 6 months. The one thing is we had someone complain that they had a rash from that. And so our cleaners will actually take pictures of the hot tub each time. The one thing too is you want to make sure that you have your signs up here for hot tub safety rules. That costs, I don't know, maybe $5-10 on Amazon. If you can get a sign up here, this works really good for social media. Imagine having people in your hot tub and taking a group shot next to that sign. It works really well. I don't have any privacy. That's one thing I've been kind of mulling over because that's my guest right here. But the one thing is this is a hot tub lift. So this lift right here is pretty much an arm. So if I were to lift this up here and then pull that over, it does give a little bit of privacy. The other thing I'll tell you is that these hot tub covers right here will last maybe a year. This one's been 2 years since I've never had to replace it. But the one thing I'll tell you is get a measurement of exactly the hot tub cover, so that way when you go purchase it, you already know the size. This right here is for winter, so whenever it gets cold around here, what you want to do is put these around your spigots and it'll prevent your pipes from freezing. If you have a hot tub, just make sure you're putting a lot of these hooks here so people can put their towels. Cost maybe $3-4 at Home Depot, and it just screw it in real easy. The other thing, for safety reasons, you want to make sure that you're labeling that this is the emergency hot tub shutoff. For whatever reason, if guests need to shut it off, make sure that they know exactly where it is. I've created a video and put it in our guide. Okay, let's walk back inside. So this right here is our owner's closet, and our cleaners hate us, but I like to have like emergency backups of everything, and I've had an emergency backup TV, and so I'll have to just toss one of those because you know, the moisture got to it and wasn't working, or I'll test it out later. But just make a note of what's there. so that way, you know, when you leave, and then you can ship items to your cleaner and say, hey, you know what, I'm shipping you this item or whatever. This right here is our closet, so we have another closet here with more supplies. Just make sure that you label it really well, what's there. So we put no guest access to this. It looks like someone tried to get in and break in. So this is another owner's closet right here. This is actually our pool equipment. We do not give guests access to the pool equipment, but the one thing I'll tell you is make a note of what filters you're using. Make a note of the model of the this is the filter, pool pump, pool heater. This is a salt water system that we put in, just so that way we could market ourselves, because this is actually a heated salt water pool versus like all the other pools that are out there. So this is really where the magic happens. For short-term rentals, it's the owner's closet. So how prepared are you to anticipate problems? So I have a backup to almost everything, so that way it makes it easy for myself to manage. Now let's take a look what's inside. So I have a backup coffee maker. These are backup, this is mattress protectors right here. These are shower liners. Remember, I like to replace them once a month. These are backup barbecue equipment, because after the summer, after everyone's barbecuing, it looks nasty. This is a welcome mat. I'll go replace it right now. These are this is a fleece blanket. These are pillows. Can openers go missing all the time. Pillows. This is Tide Pods. I'll probably put some upstairs. This is my coffee stuff, so that way my cleaners can go over here and just replace those. And these are more backup quilts and backup towels. So I do provide some pool towels right here, and then the cleaners just kind of swap them out. The other thing is just make sure that you're putting a lock on your owner's closet. If you can get a Wi-Fi one, it works really good, because you can see if people are trying to get in. Down here, the Wi-Fi doesn't work that well. So this is actually an emergency code for me. And not only that, label it. Label it to where there's no guest access. So that way, if they break in and take stuff, you can hold them liable. The other thing I always like to have in all my properties is a ladder. The reason why is just for your cleaners and your handyman, just to make it easy for them. So that's like an extra $100 investment there. It looks almost brand new, but I've gotten the small step ladders, and a lot of times they're not able to reach certain things. So just get a ladder, put it in your home somewhere if you have room for it. Highly recommend it. Okay, so there's fire extinguishers here. We're gonna just make sure that it's okay, the gauge is okay. Guests can tamper with it. We actually need to have one on each level here in the Smokies. Remember the other thing too, like there's that little key that I'm talking about. If guests are gonna lock themselves in the door, we've actually had them lock themselves in here and not know how to get out. All right guys, one last story. There's 3 stories, so we'll go over there. Just make sure that you think about safety all the time. So that sign is, you know, $5 if anything. You know, just put it there. The other thing too is that since we're coming from a wet area to a dry area, they can tend to, especially kids, they will run up the stairs right away. And so the stairs can look really wet. So just make sure that you're putting these mats to prevent any of that. Here is a safety tip. You will need a carbon monoxide detector. Now it's kind of silly because there's no gas here. Like we have all electric. But the thing is, for safety reasons, you want to check that off the Airbnb list. Airbnb thinks that you're a safe host by having carbon monoxide detectors, so just put them in. I think that one right there costs, I think, $70 for a 2-pack at Costco. Okay, we typically have our Wi-Fi router behind our TV. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, I'm not sure, but the thing is the cable stuff is right here. And so we will connect to it. The one thing you want is you want the guests to be able to know where to reset the Wi-Fi in case they need to. And not only that, have it easily accessible for them. so that way they can just push a button. You'll have to create a how-to tutorial in case they complain the Wi-Fi is really slow. So just make it accessible for them. Not only that, here I have a label, Wi-Fi reset. Just push this button. All right guys, let's walk upstairs. So like I said, put hooks everywhere. I really like hooks. Signage in case there's any issues where guests are gonna have a hard time figuring things out. Put signage, how-to videos. I have a QR code that links them to a YouTube video how to operate this little thing. I mean, I know it sounds pretty explanatory for me, but I'm gonna let you know guests are gonna be, they're gonna be stupid. I'm gonna let you know. I tend to label a lot of things just because, especially if you're in a house that has a lot of switches and you don't know which switch goes to what. Here's the one thing I noticed right here is that this right here, this is luxury vinyl plank flooring. We'll need to just get a couple pieces here to replace that. That's pretty simple. If you have like large sections of walls that are bare, try this. So this right here, this is an Amazon tapestry, or I bought it on Amazon. And I think this tapestry, it cost me $15. And we're in the Smoky Mountains, so I just typed in Smoky Mountain tapestry. And this is, I believe it's 8 feet by 8 feet. It's massive. I mean, it might not come across on camera. So all you're gonna do is just stretch it out, iron it, and then just build a box. You're gonna build a box, and then all I did was just staple it. So when you look from far away, it looks like this massive window. Came out pretty cool. I really like it. Okay, arcade machines here in the Smokies are kind of a must to compete in the area. The one thing I did is instead of having one, I bought two. I debated about having a third one right here, but I think it just gets really crowded. Here's a pro tip. You want to market to the generation you think is coming. So if you're in a market where everyone's in their 30s, try to find video games that were around when they were 30 years old. For me, my target demographic are people in their 40s or maybe even in their early 50s. The early 50s, like, you know, Miss Pac-Man was really popular in the mid 80s. NBA Jam was really popular in 1993. So if you have those games, it's a nostalgia thing for guests and they'll book your property. The other thing I like to do is these are 3D printed models. So this right here, it cost me like 50 bucks. But I just put some like sticky tape on it and it just gives it this nice little touch. So whatever video game that you're putting there, just know that they could 3D print anything and you just look it up on Etsy and it just adds a little nice touch to the space. Okay, so there's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths up here. The one thing I want you to do is just take a measurement of each bedroom because you'll never know if you have to replace things, and you'll want to know how big certain items, whether those items that you buy are gonna fit in your space. Okay, so here is the first bathroom right here. Pretty similar to the other one. Nothing fancy, that's the one bathroom that I use. So whenever I'm at my properties, I tend to try to use every single bathroom that I can. Make sure all your, you know, your fans are working. These right here are metal. And the one thing about them is you can probably start seeing is that they're rusting. So if you can put plastic ones, I think those are better. But yeah, that's my bathroom, nothing fancy. Here's the other thing, these signs right here, please do not flush feminine products, trash or disposable wipes. Those, I think they're like, you know, $1 each on Amazon, because what'll happen is people will flush anything and everything down here and it'll clog your drains. So just have those signs. Okay, bedroom number 2. So if you can, get a king size bed all the time, all day long. And it's difficult because people ask, well, this one has a king and then the other one will be a queen. Well, it'd just be easier if we have queens everywhere. To me, if I'm booking a place, I'd prefer a king size bed. And the thing is, a lot of properties on Airbnb just have the queen size beds. So you're just standing out just by going with a king size bed. Bed bug protectors inside and out. The one thing that our cleaners did is they put blue pillows. To be honest with you, I don't like it because you could see like almost every single hair. And then right here, this is a quilt set. So this used to be white, so then you could kind of see everything because of the sheets. And so people think that it's dirty when it's just lint. Now here's the question, how often are they washing the comforters? So to be honest with you, they change it out every, they rotate it. And so per turn, they'll wash this one, they'll wash the other one. So after a month, hopefully they wash each one. Nightstands. Okay, nightstands, if you can get them where they plug in the USB cord, that's a huge plus. Everyone has a smartphone, everyone's plugging in and charging. It helped me out today. Here's one irritating thing that happens to us quite a bit. So these ceilings are really tall, and what happens is these things will chirp. And it always happens at 2 in the morning and the guests can't sleep. So the one thing you'll have to actually do is you'll actually have to clean them. And so it's kind of difficult because it's really high up. That's why I bought the ladder for my handyman. Now, to be honest with you, I mean, this is 15 feet high. I don't even think he can get to that. So the thing is, he'll have to stand on the ladder, take a vacuum to it and clean it, because what will happen is dust will get to it and it will obstruct it. And that's usually what it is. If you could find the right batteries for it, I think we go with a specific one each time and they tend to last longer. All right, another bedroom, king size bed, pretty standard, tall ceilings. People ask, like, should you have a smart TV in every room? To be honest with you, smart TVs are really cheap nowadays. Even if you go with a standard like 40-inch TV, it works out well also. You never really know, and I would much rather have it than not. Now the other thing is, this is a EuroPro 6. So people ask about internet. So EuroPro 6 is a tri-band router. So tri-band routers, there's 3 different channels. And so I think we've never had any issues with any of the Wi-Fi. Now the one thing is, it only has one like network name. Like here, it's the only 10 I see, and only has one password. So it's a little bit pricey. For 3 of them, I think we spend $400, but totally worth it to not have any Wi-Fi issues. Okay, hooks everywhere, like I said. If you look at these places, they actually don't have closets because they're built for short-term rentals, and there's no closets. And so that's a big issue. I mean, people can put their clothes away in these dressers. Here we have extra blankets there. And don't be surprised if they leave crap here. We actually had a guest leave a gun in the dresser. So it's the South, so where people have guns everywhere. So don't be surprised. The other thing that I do is I really like these benches. These benches are actually kind of pricey on Amazon. These are like 150 bucks, but I put them in every single bedroom. And the reason why is because people can sit there to get dressed, but the one thing you don't want guests to do is plopping their luggage onto the bed. So if they plop their luggage on the bed, that's where you're gonna have bed bug issues, because they might be bringing in dirt from other places in the country that they're coming from, and then those bed bugs, they'll actually kind of embed themselves in the wood. So if you can get metal frames, that works well too. These came with the house, and these are actually really fancy and nice, and I wouldn't want to replace it. But so there's some of the log cabin bed frames, and the bed bugs actually embed themselves into the wood. So anyway, you can get yourself luggage racks, but the thing is, this doubles up because people could sit on it and change their clothes. As you can see where I am, I put all my crap there. I put all my crap here. And I do it for all my homes, so I'm assuming guests are going to do the same exact thing. Okay, another bedroom right here, or I'm sorry, bath. Pretty standard. The one thing is with granite, you can kind of tell here where it's discoloring, so you'll actually have to seal it like once a year. So seal your granite. Looks nice and clean. I go over and I just make sure the cleaners are doing a good job. Cleaners doing a really good job. I really love my cleaners here. Okay, so this room we actually spent some money on. We got this bunk bed on Etsy for I think $700. Really worried about how it would hold up. To be honest with you, it's done better than I expected. I did have to replace a ladder, and that ladder cost me I think $100 to replace because my handyman had to build it from scratch. Just make sure you are telling people, like, if they are, this place sleeps 10 people, and sometimes there's 10 adults. And to have like 200-pound people up here, I would worry. But I really like this bunk bed set. It just gives it like a more cabiny feel. These are foam mattresses that I bought on Amazon. They're 8 inches, and it works really well. People actually, I think they're the Zinus brand. People comment all the time, like, what mattress do you have? The other thing I did is on Etsy, I bought this I don't think I did an excellent job with it because I didn't know the size wall I would have. But this is a vinyl thing where it makes it seem like you're in the woods. If I had to do it all over again, I would get the vinyl all the way, make the entire room like a woodsy feel. Okay, so let's walk out here. Really nice fall colors. Nothing special out here. I did think about putting like string lights up here, but this area, to be honest with you, it's kind of like a peaceful getaway of everywhere else. But this does have the nicest views, if you can call it that, in the house. So. Hey guys, so that is my cabin. This cabin generated $145,000 year one. So that's about $12,000 a month, right? Post-COVID numbers, it is gonna generate probably $115,000 to $120,000. So still pretty good. That's $10,000 a month. I got this property for $680,000. I put 15, maybe 20%. I don't have to take a look at it again, but my mortgage is 4.125 on this thing, and I'm never letting it go. This is my best performer by far, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of the little things that I do for marketing. The pool does really well. The decor, this place came actually fully furnished. I would say about 95% of it, and then the extra 5% I did like the bunk beds. It came with a Miss Pac-Man, and so I added an NBA Jam. I added a few touches to the property, and that's the one thing you'll need to do is there's all these properties that are out there and they all look normal. The question is, what are you doing to stand out? All right, guys.